Hi lovelies, I'm Ariel and this is Maven Unmasked and welcome to your August Reflections September Intentions video for 2016. Today I will be using the Tarot Apocalypsis tarot deck, and then I've already had those cards. I brought in everyone's angels, our guides, our ancestors, focused on, the month of August and our intentions for the month of September, and I drew those cards already. So they're here to my left. And then once that is complete, I'd like to draw a card from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, as well as the Archetype cards by Carolyn Mays. So I invite everyone to take a deep breath and to focus on the month of August, because that's what I'm going to be talking about first, our August reflections. By the way, if you'd like to get a reading with me, please check out my Etsy shop. You can find the link in the description box below this video. So first, for the month of August, we have the Fool reversed. So to me, this is, in the month of August, we really had to snap back into reality. We really had to let go of any naivete that we may have had. We may have tried to start some new things and maybe they just didn't work out. So I really think this is a message that we need to focus on what we have already built, what we already have in place. We may have felt a little bit stagnated, not being able to move as freely. I feel like for a lot of us, sometimes we were trying to start things and it just wasn't happening. There's been this kind of, again, this stagnant, sticky, yucky kind of energy going around. And the Fool, it's kind of grounded him to his spot and really has made him look at reality and things for what they are. I don't want to say innocence has been taken, because that's not necessarily it. But again, losing that naivete, really, taking off the rose-colored glasses and seeing things for how they are. I'm starting to really look at things in a new way and put off any procrastination that we've had about the way we've been seeing these things. I also feel for some of us that you may not feel that change is possible. For some reason, this is coming up to me that maybe there was a change you wanted to happen and it didn't happen. So you may be kind of feeling that a new beginning cannot take place for you. Next, we have the Hierophant. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. And to me, this is really, August was about learning some deep lessons and letting go of ego in the material plane and really trying to ascend. I think that's why a lot of us had some challenges in August, and we really had to go back and question our beliefs and why we may put our faith and our trust in people, in one person versus another, and do they really deserve it? I'm also getting that we were being passed down a lot of information from Spirit in August. We were getting lots of downloads, so even though you may not realize them now, I really think the information you may have been getting from your spirit guides and your angels and your loved ones in spirit while you were sleeping, that information is really going to come to the forefront as we come into September. But to really focus on the lessons that you learned in this Fool reversed. And also other lessons that we learned. I feel like there's been this cycle kind of going on, and also seeing how you've grown and how you've matured over the years, over time, over, the period of 2016 as a whole. Oh, and, how dedicated also are you in your pursuit of knowledge, in your spiritual practice? How far and how deep do you want to go? I think that was an area quite a bit of us explored this month. How serious are you about it? How serious are you about your study? For those of you going back to school, in school, have children in school, how serious are they about your study? Okay, think about it like this. Going from, let's say you're, I don't know, 7th grade, whatever grade you want to pick. You have so much fun over summer vacation, and then you come back in the fall and it's like, oh, Do I remember everything I learned last year? Some things have probably gotten kind of fuzzy. So lessons that we may have had to relearn again, really making sure we carry, we really build on our knowledge. And as we build on our knowledge, we don't lose the basics. And also for us this month of August, self-care was very important with the Empress, nurturing yourself. And I think really having to learn to do this in a new way. Especially, if you were in a situation where, whatever you planned, it just did not work out. Maybe you kept hitting a wall again, over and over and over again. The Empress comes to you with the message that even the little things you tried to do for your self-care in the month of August, I feel like the Empress is thanking you for it. So, maybe getting that extra bit of sleep, maybe, doing a self-pampering day, maybe letting go of a negative relationship or finding a deeper sense of self-worth. Again, coming back to the Hierophant, those lessons, learning those lessons and really building on your knowledge. That's nurturing for you. It's really nurturing for you. For some of you, this may have been that August was a fertile time. It could be that we, planted some seeds and we wanted them to sprout a little bit faster than they were ready to, but that the fruitfulness is coming, the bounty is coming, the harvest is coming, especially with the harvest moon in September. It's also making me think of our pride and our ego. So, did you allow your sense of pride or ego to, really come into play at all in the month of August, or were you able to really differentiate between your higher self and your most authentic expression and your ego and your pride, and being able to separate those two? Now I like to talk about two cards that I've drawn for the bridge between August reflections and our September intentions. So the two cards I have here are the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups reversed. So to me, this is really about, we got to make a decision on our happiness. It feels like we're really trying to balance our sense of happiness, our career, our work, our home, our family, and, taking care of ourselves and doing the new things that we want to do. Are you doing as much for your family and your loved ones as you're doing for you? How do you get back your sense of happiness? I really am getting this, this delicate juggling and balancing act. And, sometimes you just can't do it all, and that's totally okay. Yes, I just really, really am feeling that, how are you going to get back to your happiness? And whatever this juggling is, whatever this decision is that needs to be made, and we haven't been making it, that's what's holding back this Ten of Cups from being upright. That's what's keeping your happiness from fully blossoming and growing, from new birth, new life, the happiness and the joy that you've been seeking, that you've been working so hard to get. But this juggling act, this delicate balancing act, this, wading in the water kind of thing, balancing for your life so you don't get overtaken and drown, really. So I feel like some of you are just trying to keep your head above water, and that's okay. But focus on how can you bring your sense of happiness back to you. And I love how I have the spread laid out. The Ten of Cups reversed and the Empress are together. So how can you nurture yourself to bring back, that happiness, that joy? How can you take the lessons of the Hierophant, the knowledge that you've built upon, even those basics, to allow you to help you in your decision making to bring back your sense of happiness? Now it is time for our September intentions. So first we have death. So September will be a really great time for change, growth, transformation, ultimate potential, rebirthing yourself, creating yourself as whoever you wish yourself to be, letting the old fall away. And it's especially interesting because, you know, we're coming on to eclipse season in September. So I really think death works well with that, bringing up things you may not necessarily want to look at, but it's for our betterment, for the possibility of our growth and change, to help us gain wisdom. Okay. I also want to say that it's important this month of September to give thanks, to really have gratitude, to focus on, you know, are you reaping what you're sowing positively or negatively? And do you want to change and transform that? Or do you want it to stay the same? Can you make it, you know, amplify it? Can you lower it? Things of that nature. Listen to the wisdom that's being whispered in your ear. Next, we have the Emperor, but he's reversed. So here he is upright. And to me, this is totally about breaking the status quo, especially in the spread. He's directly opposed to the Hierophant. So to me, this is, the Emperor reverse is really about breaking your traditional structure, trying something new. And not necessarily starting something new, but try a different way about going about things. Especially with the Fool reverse, the trying to do something, hitting a wall. Maybe the sense of discipline that you have isn't working. Maybe the traditional structure, the traditional way, the right way that everybody has been doing something is just not working for you anymore. It's not working for what you're trying to build. I'm also getting a message that it's important to change your focus and to not be so stubborn and headstrong and think that there's only one way for something to work out. Because there's many ways, there's many paths, but you have to know where you're going to set your sights. So really get clear on that this September. And in, you know, this transformation and this change, I feel like it has to be done on a different and deeper level this September. It's so interesting because all of the cards in this spread are Major Arcana cards, except for the bridge between August and September. So lastly, in the month of September, we have Temperance. So you create your own reality. You can create your own healing. Try and make a different potion. You're putting, you know, everything together, and as it's simmering on the stove, you know, listen to your intuition, and do you feel, hey, needs a little bit more paprika or whatever spice it is, some more garlic. You can never have too much garlic. Like, you know, make something old new again. Change the way that you do it. Break with the traditional structure and create your own alchemy, your own way to make it work. Spellcraft may be powerful at this time to help you remove any blocks. I'm just hearing that. But again, the balancing as well. The balancing with the Two of Pentacles that we have as the bridge between the two months. Temperance and healing and alchemy is so important in this change and transformation of this Death card here. And I love how the Emperor reverse is just in between, you know, both types of transformation, healing, and alchemy. So really focus on your healing yourself in a different way. Maybe you've been trying, you know, something and it's just over and over and it just doesn't work for you anymore. Try something else. Don't be afraid to try something new. Okay, but just very interesting. So I'll just go over the Major Arcana cards with you again, just how it reads. It's the Fool reversed, the Hierophant, the Empress for August. The bridge to September is the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups reversed. Then for September, it's the Death card, the Emperor reversed, and Temperance. So very, very interesting, big themes going on, I think, because we have Mercury retrograde going on. We're in eclipse season, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses. So it's really about, again, that transformation energy, that bringing things in the dark to light. about changing the way we do things, shaking things up, not sticking to old traditional patterns, especially when they don't work for us anymore. Okay, so now just a card for Psychic Tarot for the heart. Okay, we got 2. So first we have strengthening bonds. So how can you strengthen, first, a bond with yourself? Secondly, a bond with spirit. And third, a bond with those around you, those who play a role in your life. Are some bonds worth strengthening, or are they supposed to be done and over with? Are some bonds broken? Can you repair them, or is it, it's dead and it's done? We also have release, which is so important, I think, during eclipses and, full moon energy that will be coming about in a few weeks. And especially as well with the Death card we have here. Release, letting things go. Things have to be let go in order to be transformed. So be willing to release. Be willing to shed your old skin. Be willing to heal any wounds in yourself, any wounds in your aura. Okay? And I wanted to draw an archetype card just to see which archetype we would be working with within ourselves, as well as the archetype we'll be working with that we may face in others. What archetypes will we be coming up with in September? Okay. So we have Samaritan. So like a good Samaritan. So the light attributes are refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. To me, this is really talking about ourselves. Refine your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. So a lot of times we ignore ourselves and our personal needs for the needs and benefits of others, or just to keep the waters like smooth and even and clear, no ripples, no waves, no tsunamis. We don't want any of that, but sometimes to the detriment of our personal needs, what our soul needs and wants. So in wanting to be a people pleaser, I know some of us out there are, and wanting to make everyone happy because we like others to be happy, right? Especially if you're an empath, you know what I'm talking about. But it's important to take care of yourself first. Don't ignore yourself and your own sense of happiness. Also, in your changing, in your breaking with the status quo, you may really be helping somebody else and not even know it. So I felt like it was important to say that as well. Now, the shadow attribute of Samaritan is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. So this is basically, watch out for this in yourself or in someone else, somebody who may just want to be helping somebody to keep up with the Joneses, or to get a pat on the back, or to win an award, not necessarily because it's coming from within and from their heart and the goodness of their soul. They just want acknowledgement. They just want recognition. They just want somebody to pay them attention. And I think that's why it's so important to make sure you pay yourself attention, so you don't need it from anybody else. So that way when you do help somebody, it comes from a genuine and pure place in your soul. But I'm Ariel, and this has been Maven Unmasked with your August reflections and September intentions reading for 2016. If you like this reading, be sure to grab one with me at my Etsy shop. You can find the links below. Have a great one, lovelies. Bye.